friend. You're listening to The Jasmine Star Show, a podcast about life, business, and everything on the in-between. I'm very happy you're here today because you want to know what? We're about to get productive up in here. Yes, y'all, I had a little too much coffee. I had a cycle workout. My endorphins are going. My fingers are twitching. I'm seeing little colorful dots in my eyes. That's how I'm on fire. So prepare your hearts, y'all. You're not going to want to listen to this podcast on double speed because we're going to get it done. I have to tell you that when I tell business owners that I take under an hour to plan my social media for the week, they usually look at me with a, I don't believe you, but I'll just smile and nod. Look, the truth is, I don't blame people. But I'm asking you to suspend your disbelief for today while I walk you through my process, how I, every single Sunday, plan my social media in about 30 to 40 minutes. So, you see, before I created a process for planning my content systematically, I was spending hours writing the quote-unquote perfect captions, and I was styling curated photos. It was, quite frankly, exhausting. And to be honest, I felt like I was spending more time creating for social media than I was actually being creative for my business. So I knew something had to change. Eventually, I had to figure out a way to plan my content with ease. And this is what I do still to this day. My hope for this episode is to inspire you to never run out of ideas, save you time, and give you a well of content that allows you to talk about your business without having to sell your business directly. So are you ready? Let's do this. Let's talk about batching content and why. Before we get into the nitty-gritty details, I need to ask you a question. Do you meal prep? In case you're not familiar with the term meal prepping, it's actually a way to reduce daily tasks in the kitchen by doing all of the preparations ahead of time. Die-hard meal preppers, their goal is to get the whole week of meals prepped in one sitting. And y'all, I just have to tell you, I am not one of those people. Okay, I'm not even really in the kitchen. Shout out to my husband for keeping us sustained and fed. But I do apply this efficiency method in other places in my life, specifically in my business. It's called batch working, which is simply putting similar tasks together to increase efficiency and decrease redundancy. I batch work my social media posts every Sunday afternoon, and I seriously find it so similar to meal prepping. So how? Well, let's take a look at how to batch work social media content for your business in a way that a meal prepper batches their work for kitchen tasks. So now let's focus on making a plan. If I was a meal prepper, I would make a plan by writing down all the meals for the week, creating a grocery list to buy the necessary supplies, determine what food can be prepared ahead of time, and plan a time to prepare meals. Batch workers, like you and I, when it comes to social media, well, we would write out content and plan it on a calendar. We would create a list of images and captions needed. We would determine what post needed to be completed ahead of time, and we would plan a time to prepare the post. That was the planning portion. Now let's get into the prep portion. If I was a meal prepper, I would categorize processes: cleaning, cutting, cooking, stuff like that. I would divide the processes into tasks, and then I would execute. Okay? So batch workers on social media, like you and I, we categorize processes: getting photos, writing captions, researching hashtags. Then we divide the processes into tasks, and then we execute. Are you following a pattern here? Just in case you're not, let me tie it all together. And we're going to tie it all together by putting it all together. Meal preppers, well, they put prepared food into containers and label it. And then they repeat that process. Batch workers on social media, well, we put planned post into a scheduling platform or put it on a calendar reminder to post in real time. And then you rinse and repeat. Okay, so maybe neither of these processes are that simple, but isn't it crazy how similar they are? I may not be a master in meal prepping. Okay, let's be real. I'm not even a master in the kitchen. I accidentally burnt a kitchen towel. Okay, how? I was trying to be really fancy and I draped a kitchen towel over my wrist to be like, oh, watch me. I am a concierge and a chef. And I was reaching over and I burnt the towel. That was a very interesting meal, let me just tell you. But let's get back to why we're here. When we batch, it's easy to see that batching social media content can save a lot of time and you don't have to play with fire. So I'm all about that. What I've discovered is that having a plan prevents me from feeling overwhelmed, and batch working is a way to match my big ambitions with my actions. So my question to you, friend, is do you have big ambitions? Great. Now you need to map your actions to your ambitions. Now, I have to admit, I am no diehard batch worker by any means. Am I batching as much as I would like? No. I could do it so much more frequently in social media, and I could also do it for a lot of different aspects in my business. Am I trying my hardest? Yes. Is it possible for me to batch even more? Yes. I'm just being real with you. Someday I hope to have my life together enough to be able to batch all of my content for all of my projects. But for right now, I'm doing what I can. And you can do the same. So let's take baby steps together, and soon we're going to be batching content working pros. Now, it's not enough to hear about what I'm talking about. I'm actually going to break this down even more so that when you're ready, you could take baby steps into the action that you need to batch your content for social. I'm going to walk you through how I plan my social media post in just 40 minutes each week. We're going to dive this in with number 1, categories. So first, I organize my upcoming post around the 7 to 9 categories I regularly talk about each week. I have found that having caption categories help me stay focused with my content. And then I create consistency for my audience so people can come to know what to expect from me. And it's made it easier for me to know what I should be posting every week. If you're a member of Social Curator, you know we recommend that you come up with 9 to 12 categories for your account. I suggest the same. So to keep it simple, Social Curator categories are the same every month. I use these categories to guide my decisions on social. I am first a practitioner of what I teach in Social Curator. So there you go. These are going to be used as a guide and reference point so you can modify them so they best fit your business, your brand, your personality. So the Social Curator categories are number 1, about me. Number 2, behind the scenes or a tutorial. Number 3, my why. Number 4, personal insight. Number 5, inspiration or encouragement or motivation, something that's warm and fuzzy and feeling good. Number 6 is benefits. And number 7 is to showcase a product or service. Now let's get into step number 2. Step number 1 is categories. Step number 2 is photos. In addition to the 7 caption categories on the inside of Social Curator, and then the other 3 to 4 categories that I include for my personal brand, we suggest mapping out photo topics for your brand as well. Now, photo topics are photos that showcase your life to pair with these captions. Now, here's the thing, friend. When it comes to your photos, there's no right or wrong. You're going to find out the cadence for your business, and it's going to depend on, are you a product-based business? Are you a service-based business? Do you work with your team? Do you work on your own? Are you open to sharing personal aspects of your life? Are you not? Now, again, there's no right or wrong. I promise. The only thing that you could do that would hurt your business is just not try. So that's what I'm going to encourage you to do. Please try what I am suggesting and then modify as you go on. So just to make sure that we're on the same page, here's a few examples of my photo topics. These are things that you will see on a recurring basis on my Instagram feed. Coffee, my husband JD, our dog Polo, me as a business owner, and sometimes this looks like I'm speaking or I'm teaching. Number 5, one of the photo topics you'll see is lifestyle, very clear to where I live. I'm in California, so you'll see palm trees, you'll see Newport Beach, you'll see us out on the water. Empowering quotes, you'll see photos of me as a photographer. This is me with a camera, this is me shooting. You'll see the books that I'm reading. These are all visual triggers, so when somebody sees it with regularity, they're more accustomed to know, oh, this is a post from Jasmine. On days when I want to post something in the future, For example, if somebody in my family has a birthday later that week, or perhaps I'm going to be in a different town or state at a speaking event, I can't take the picture clearly in advance because I'm not there, right? So on the days that I want to post something that's in the future, I simply make a note to take a picture that day, and then I'll post it with my pre-written caption. So once I have my caption categories and once I have my photos paired with them, I'm ready to write captions that correspond with each category and photo topic. And this leads us to point number 3. Because point number 1, if you're taking notes, was categories. Point number 2 was photos. Now, point number 3 is captions. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to plan my post for each day using a caption template to help get my creativity going. And these caption templates save so much time. Now, to ensure we're on the same page, if you would like 10 free caption templates to use as inspiration for your next week of photos, I would love for you to download these for free at socialcurator.com/resources. socialcurator.com/resources. There you will get caption templates so that you can do this process with me. You're going to download these engaging caption templates. You're going to also find lifestyle stock photos. You're going to find Instagram story templates that are customizable for your business. And you're going to find a social media marketing guide. Y'all, I don't come to play. When I am talking about moving the needle in your business, I am going to take away any excuse and I'm going to give you all the reasons. If you say, Jasmine, I don't have caption templates, I'll give them to you. Jasmine, I don't have any photos to post. Here, let me give them for you. Jasmine, I'm not really great at stories. Let me give you a fully customizable template, right? So we out here with reasons for your success and we're going to take away them excuses. Okay, can I get an amen? Yes, I better hear you say amen because I'm giving you the tools, y'all. Okay. So now that you're feeling yourself, now that you're going to be using those caption templates, now you're going to be showing up. When it comes to writing captions, I want you to notice that when we give you the caption templates, we follow a very strategic formula. This formula has been proven to get engagement, and we call it the HIC formula. HIC. If you've been around podcast land for a second, you will know this ain't the first time I'm talking about it. But for those new to the hood, welcome, take a seat, because I'm going to walk you through what HIC stands for. H is your hook. This is how you grab a reader's attention and encourage them to click on the read more. The I stands for insights. This is going to be the meat of your caption. This is going to be why somebody's going to watch a tutorial. They're going to want to know your tips and tricks. They're going to want to know a story. They're going to want to know more about the value or benefits of what it is that you're selling. And C, call to action. We're going to be giving your audience a way to engage with you. Right? When people are like, I'm not getting comments back or people aren't liking. Oh, but what's your call to action? Giving your audience a way to engage with you by asking them a question, encouraging them to head to your website, or maybe you're asking them to tag a friend. Your call to action is asking them to do something so that you can re-engage. HIC, hook, insights, call to action. Yo. Okay, so if you want to know more, I go deep into our HIC formula. You can tune into an episode from a few months ago, and it's titled How to Write Scroll-Stopping Captions for Authentic Engagement. There, you're going to find a more in-depth training. But we done there and we done that. I said we done there and we done that because I like to make up things instead of saying we've been there and done that. I'm still rolling with it, y'all. Are you here with me? Okay, hop on board. Choo choo. We about to bring up the caboose. And that's point number 4. And that's plan. Number 1 was categories. Number 2 was photos. Number 3 was captions. And now we're on our 4th and final point. It's time to plan, baby. When planning my content for Instagram, I do not use a scheduling app, but instead I save all of the posts that I have written in the draft section. Yes, you can create a draft on Instagram, so they're ready to go each day. I have found that scheduling apps, they're great. I have no issue with them. I think they're fantastic. They're great for people who want to automate a lot of it. But for me, I have discovered that I really want that real-time engagement. I want to be the person pushing out that post so I can engage as quickly thereafter with people who are conversating, so that then I could push that into stories, so that then I could do a poll. I really want to understand when I am putting out my content, focusing on engagement and prepping the audience to engage early on, knowing that that's when I am most likely to engage and respond to their comments. But I know that not everybody can be posting in real time and being engaging in real time. No problem. I would prefer you staying consistent. And if a scheduling app helps you stay consistent and effective, then you do you. Consistency builds trust, and trust leads to sales. So if you need to use a scheduling app to do it every day, I want you to go for it. Now, once I have all of my content planned for Instagram, I then arrange the post to be shared on Facebook at a different time in a different day. Now, the reason why I am not just pushing my content from Instagram directly into Facebook is I want to make sure that the hashtags or the @mentions I used on Instagram aren't being directly pushed over to Facebook because they don't work on Facebook. @mentions don't work on Facebook. You have to tag another page on Facebook, and you actually have to do it by way of being in the comment. Also, while Facebook has been saying that hashtags work on their platform, it's not built for it. It wasn't originally built for hashtags, so I just think it's a little clunky and a little wonky. And so if you are going to try to be effective, what works on Instagram in regards to hashtag probably won't work for hashtags being all that effective on Facebook. So what I'm really focusing on doing is, when I have a rule of thumb, is I like to share Facebook posts a week and 4 hours after the original post went up on Instagram. So if I post a post on Instagram Monday at 8 a.m., I will post a very similar post on Facebook the following Monday at 12 p.m. That's 1 week and 4 hours later. So why am I doing this? Well, studies have shown that people platform hop, meaning that if you post the same thing on Instagram and Facebook at the same time, those people are more likely to see both of your posts. Why? Because when people are, scrolling through Facebook, they get a little bit bored. They go over to Instagram. If they've engaged with your Facebook page, there's more likelihood of them seeing your Instagram account. And they're like, why am I following this person on both accounts if all they're doing is posting the same content? When I change the content, aka stagger the content, there's less likelihood of people seeing the same post because they're not going to be on social media at the same time. So if you scatter your post at different times, you are more likely to reach more of your audience or a different set of your audience. So friend, cutting my social media planning time in half. It's been more than half. This is way more than half. But it has allowed me to spend more time serving members as a social curator, putting together more tutorials and resources, and ultimately bringing in more paying clients. Not to mention, I have more time to make and dedicate podcasts like this. And I'd love for you to share this experience and this type of freedom. Like I had mentioned earlier, you can download these caption templates and photos and story templates and a weekly planning guide. socialcurator.com/resources. There you will get access to a free sneak peek of the Social Curator experience. I know you're going to find it helpful, and it's also going to help you be productive in your planning journey. It has been a game changer for me, and I know it will be a game changer for you. Speaking of game changers, can I give a little bit of a shout out to Bombay Taxi Boutique? Because Homegirl left a 5-star rating. She said, I love Jasmine's direct approach in these episodes, especially when she offers thoughtful, immediate, actionable tips that any business owner can implement with ease. Well, hot dang, there you go. Shout out to Mamu Show. This person writes, a breath of fresh air and a kick in the pants. Jasmine is the ultimate hustler. I love listening to her podcast as it's informative and motivating. Fellow business owners, if you haven't tuned in yet, be sure to do so. So Bombay Taxi Boutique and Mamu Show. Yo, thank you guys. I appreciate you being here. Like always, friends, if you have questions, you can hit me up on Instagram at Jasmine Star. I want to make sure you feel comfortable and confident showing up for social media for your business and for you. And in order to do that, I am dedicating my time and energy to you. Friend, send me a DM. Tell me you joined the Social Curator Sneak Peek experience. Talk to me about how you've customized your caption templates. Your success gives me life. Until next time, I'll talk to you soon.